Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today Sunday for another cat tutorial. Shout out to my subscribers and all those who have stopped by, and also my new subscribers as well. I appreciate you guys very much, and without you those videos would absolutely mean nothing to me. So I really do look forward to getting up with you guys on a Sunday. So today I'm going to be doing a little design on the front of a I think it's a watercolor piece of cardstock from Tim Holtz, and I would be using freezer paper with the glossy side of it in order to create this front. So I'm going to bring this closer. I don't know if you can see there's a little shiny to one side of the freezer paper, and the other side is just pretty much I don't know what you call it, bland. I don't know. No telling. My words always miss me. But anyway, I cut those out with my Cricut Explore 2. So I got a bigger heart and a smaller heart, and it's one I was looking at and I wanted to try it with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and place this on the front of the card, kind of get it in the middle here. Now the glossy side is pointed down on the paper, so just be mindful of that. And I'm going to be using my little iron thingy dingy, whatever they call it, and I'm going to lightly with a what do you call it, chevron, oh my gosh, paper, just kind of do a little something so it can tack, not too much but just enough to tack on the front. Now with my watercolor paper, it does have a little texture to it. Looks like this side doesn't want to do much of nothing. Let's see. Okay, that's better. So I'm going to just make sure I just do it in a way that it just lightly taps on there, and I'll show it to you in just a second. Okay, I think I just need to do just a tad more, because you don't want to do it for too long, because if you do it for too long, then I guess it would defeat the purpose. It's just like a stencil that you're creating, but I will be removing those hats after. Okay, so we're gonna try this. I'm just going to shut this off. So if you notice, it's like adhered to the paper, and just remember it is the glossy side you want down. Oh, it looks like this side here wants to give me a bit of a challenge. I'm just going to keep this here lightly for a bit, just to make sure. Okay, let's see if there's any other place. And that's the main thing. You want to make sure that it is stuck on that paper in a way that you have access. Now, at this point, I'm just going to grab some of my distress ink, not the oxide ink, just the regular inks. And I'm going to use, oh, if I can get those out, I'm going to use the red, the blue, and the green. You see, when I put those in, I did not realize it will give me such a challenge to get out. So let me do this. Okay, so that works. All right, and then with that, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little dip of blue here, and use my paintbrush with a little water, get it all watered out, because I'm trying to do a watercolor thingy dingy. And I'm just going to do, just all over here. Again, it doesn't have to be anything fancy smanchy. Now I prefer to wet, like to spray, because I feel I have a lot more options with the spray as far as getting as much of the water. Now this watercolor paper is really going to get some more of this because I do need a little more color. Okay, we're going to leave this one here. I'm just going to rinse this out. And then I'm going to use the red because I want to separate the two. I may need to dab off some water because I believe I may have had a tad too much water on there. So in that way, we can see how this works out. So let's go and do the other one. And I'm going to go ahead and just dab in here. Again, I saw this technique on YouTube because I think YouTube has a university of its own, to be honest with you, because you do learn quite a lot of things in there. So definitely. Now you can do it as dark or as light as you want to. Just be mindful. It's entirely up to you how much of that liquid, you know, that color you want on there. Now I may have put just a tad too much water, but again, I'm just trying this for the first time, so let's see how it comes out. And if you guys have any suggestions, of course, feel free to ask. So I'm going to rinse this out and I'm going to do the last one. And I believe when I'm finished, like I said, I may have to dab up some of the water because I may have had too much water on there. Hopefully it didn't sip under, which is what I'm afraid of, to be honest. It may have done a little sippage, but let's see. Again, this is watercolor paper by Tim Holtz, so you want to definitely use watercolor paper. Get a little more green. So it's kind of light, but again, you know, that goes. Okay, so let's just leave this as it is. I'm going to go ahead and just soak up a little extra of the water just because I can. Now let's see if this worked. So I will gently raise the freezer paper off. Hold on just a second. You may need a tweezer for that. Well, let's say when you're looking for your tweezers and stuff, then that's when the issue comes. So I'm going to try and get the end of this here. Okay, let's see. I think I got it. Oh, the other thing too is be careful your fingers don't get on there, especially if your fingers got some of that ink on there. Okay, so there you go. See how lovely that came out? And that's just, you don't need too much of anything. Once you have that, then you are good to go. Again, this is with a freezer paper. It has a shiny side and a dull side. You would use the shiny side on your paper, you know, on your paper, and use your iron or anything you have, just to make sure that it you know, adheres a bit to the paper so that nothing can sip under. And then go ahead and use watercolor to do what you need to do. And a gentle reminder, this is watercolor paper by Tim Holtz, so you can use any other watercolor paper you wish. I do appreciate you guys coming through. Thank you so much. See you next Sunday. Bye.